everybody, Christy here, back with another scrapbooking process video. This one is again using the February Hip Kit Club kits. First of all, hi, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I would love to have you subscribe and be a part of my YouTube community. And if you like what you see, if you hit the notification button, which is the little bell, so just ding the bell, it'll notify you when I post a new video. So that's out of the way. Hope you guys are well. It's just a rainy, dreary day here today in Florida. So, all right. So let me go over like what I have in mind. So remember this that I made for my last layout that I just could not get to work? Well, my intention is to use this on this layout. I also cut this file, which is from the February 2019 Hip Kit subscriber exclusive cut files. So someone had messaged me and asked about these files. You have to be a subscriber to download these files. So yeah, that's how that works. So I also got out all these La La Love by Crate Paper goodies. There's some, let's see, these are the papers that I'm going to use. This one, which is a La La Love Crate Paper. This one, which is a La La Love Crate Paper. And this one, which is a Hip Kit Club exclusive. Oh my heart. Probably gonna stick with this side, although I do like the pops of blue. And then, remember how I said it just wasn't my jam? Well, I'm gonna try to use this on this page. And then I have these cut aparts and this other Cartabella pieces. So yeah, that's my idea. That's my inspiration anyways. We'll see how it turns out. You guys see how that usually works. So all right, I'm gonna go ahead and put you on fast forward and join me along for this process.
All right, so here I am. You see the heart that I've cut out. I used the cut file that was the negative space from the cut file to trace a heart on this striped paper from Crate Paper so that I can get the heart to be a little bit smaller than my mixed media heart, because I wanted my mixed media to kind of peek out from beneath the heart. So I'm adding my mixed media here to the page using different Shimmerz paints. I wanted the colors to resemble the stripes and kind of begin and end where the colors do on that page, on that pattern paper. So here I'm adding, I think Piggy Pink and Dear John together to create a kind of peachy pink color. And then I end up going back later and adding some brighter colors to the bottom. This page takes a lot of twists and turns, and I had this cut file that I wanted to use and end up using in a different way that I intended or started to do. And I don't know, I was just kind of at wit's end with this page. So I decided to sew around the heart and also along the lines, and I was showing you my Stampin' Up tool, which is amazing. It has like a sticky side, and then the other side has different tools that you can lock and unlock, and one includes a paper piercer. I will link my website below so that you can check that tool out. All right, so here I am backing the cut file. I start backing it, and then I just wasn't really liking how it was feeling. So I put it aside, and I decide to cut out these scallops. This pattern paper is one of the exclusive papers from this February Hip Kit Club paper, or Hip Kit Club kits. So I cut the scallops out and decide to use those underneath the little sew stitching that I had hand sewn on there. I just used a back stitch for that. I used blue around the edge and then different colors along each line. And here I'm just gluing it down using my Scotch quick dry adhesive in my fine line bottle. to get that nice and stuck down. You see the cut file there on the side. I end up cutting off the part, like you see the top has the empty hearts and the bottom has the ones that I already backed. My first idea was to take the heart and then use that cut file kind of hanging off the edge and my pictures kind of in the middle, but I end up not going that way at all. Here I'm just adding my foam adhesive. This is just cheap foam from Walmart that I get in kind of packs of like 50, I think, for like $5 or something like that, $4 or $5. All right, so I decided to use these 3 pictures from Valentine's Day this year, but that picture of my son writing out his Valentine's ends up not staying on this page because it wasn't done on the same day. And I kind of wanted to make this layout about how our Valentine's Day kind of celebration has changed since this year we had the kids. Last year we just were by ourselves. I don't know if we had my stepson or not. So this year was a little bit different. And I just wanted to document that. Not bad, just different. All right, so I end up taking this Project Life card, this 4x6 Project Life card, and putting it there underneath the picture. And then you see I finally found a spot and a way to use this cut file that I like. So I kind of just putting stuff down to see how I like it. I take out that XO chipboard pieces from the February Ali Edwards Story by the Month kit. But I end up not using that. These are the Pink Fresh Studio frames from the Joyful Day collection that I end up layering underneath the photos. I really wanted to use those puffy heart shakers. They're from the La La Love collection by Crate Paper, but they don't end up making it on the layout either. Just I couldn't get them to look right. I felt like I needed to use more than one, and then if I used more than one, it looked like too much, but if I use one, it looked like not enough, and so I just scratched those, and we'll have to use them on a different layout. All right, so I'm just adding pieces here and there. You see me kind of fiddle around. This is another journaling card, or Project Life card from the Project Life February kit. And I trade those out. Love makes everything better, and I love you to the moon and back. And I end up using this one that's on there right now. I love you to the moon and back. One of the other things that I do is I end up using the packaging from the Pink Fresh. I'm not sure which one it is, but the sheet is white with like a peach diamond on it. And I used that on the picture of the 2 boys with the bowl of spaghetti. And I don't know that this card ends up making it. I don't remember. But I also, one of the things that also happens is I use pink tissue paper because I thought it would look good with this pink background, and it just doesn't. So I think I even take that part completely out and end up just going with the white tissue paper, mounting it here with the foam adhesive, and taking this little heart. I took the heart card with all the little hearts on it and cut a piece off, and I end up using that, but not with that picture. All right. So I glued down my heart and I put some magnets down to try to hold it in place. For those of you that are wondering about warping on the paper, on your paper when you do mixed media, if you have these magnets, they actually work wonderfully to kind of reduce the warping. This paper was pretty warped, and this was a couple of days later. I use the magnets and just leave them on there while I work on the page, and it ends up working out great. You'll see in my still photos that there's really no warping at all anymore. All right, so I'm creating clusters. One of the things that I like to do is incorporate visual triangles of elements on my page. So you'll see me up here in the top right corner. I'm adding all of those things. They don't end up staying there, not all of them. And then I will add another cluster below the picture of my boys and the spaghetti. And then I felt like I needed one more cluster, and I end up adding it above that picture, kind of towards more of the middle of the page. And I really like how that turns out. Here I'm just using my edge distressor to add some distressing. This is where I add the white tissue paper. And I just edge distress around the edges of that journaling card and also around the edges of the packaging that I use as a photo mount. This picture, I end up having to switch out that picture. It's the same picture, but my photo printer has been just acting super obnoxious lately, and there was like streaks across the middle of the picture, so I end up reprinting it, and it has a border this time, but it's essentially the same picture. So here I'm just adding some foam to some of my cutout hearts. I use that same paper that I have the scallops from, the blue scallops. The other side I fussy cut out these hearts, and you'll see me fussy cut out some more to use. The little conversation hearts, the rubber conversation hearts above the picture are actually paper clips, and I like that element up there. I like how it adds the red and the pink and continues that heart kind of theme above that picture in that area. All right, so see, I'm like bound and determined to use those puffy shakers, and I just could not get them to work. I don't know, something about it. Oh, this I end up adding this red with white polka dots, just a little tiny piece of washi. I just ripped the washi in half and wanted a pop of red up there. I don't know why I felt it needed it, but I end up adding that to the top. A lot of that ends up getting covered up, but you do see the pop of red underneath. Here I'm using my T-square ruler to make sure that these frames are on somewhat straight, gluing my stuff down. Usually when I'm scrapbooking, I will lay all the elements out and kind of move things around, sometimes to the point of aggravation for me, until I start gluing things down. And then when I have stuff where I like it, I'll start gluing down the elements and then adding in bits and pieces that I want to add in. So here stuff is glued down, but I still will go and add some elements here to the bottom. It ends up getting some more hearts up here, add that heart, glued down. I still haven't done the top corner, but that's coming. Yeah, so I wanted to use some of this blue in my visual triangle because I have the blue in the stitching and the blue in the scallops, which you don't see that much of. I wanted to incorporate the blue hearts, and so you'll see me fussy cut out some more of these here to add to the page. I also got out that piece of cut apart, or the piece of paper that was cut aparts from the La La Love collection, because I thought I wanted to incorporate that as part of my title. And I don't end up even cutting into that or trying to use any of those. My title ends up just being Happy Valentine's Day, maybe. I guess it could be I Love You to the Moon and Back. But my journaling will talk about how Valentine's Day was different this year, but that I wouldn't have it any other way. And just still adding more of these things. These conversation hearts are from Pebbles. They weren't in the kit, but I had them on my desk in my little, I have a drawer of just epoxy stickers, enamel dots, and puffy stickers. So I found those in there. This is another journaling card from the Project Life kit. I thought it would just be cute. I had used the corner element on another page, so I had fussy cut it out. So I just distressed it and stuck it under there. Adds a little bit of that pale pink, and I really like how that looks. I end up adding my journaling now. First I printed it on pink, the same color pink as the background, because I thought I would like it like that because it wouldn't be as popped out as much, but I end up trading it out for white, and then just gluing it down, making sure it's straight, and then the font is a little bit bigger there under the picture. Another thing I end up doing is, after this, I feel like the journaling is kind of blasting off the page with that white, so I end up adding some pattern paper to a couple of the edges. I'm adding some stamping. That stamp, the date stamp, is a One Canoe 2 stamp that I actually took a screwdriver to and removed the frame from so that I could just use the date. So yeah, I like the font, but I didn't like the frame that came around it, and that's what I was showing you there, that I just took it off. I end up using the pink and cream paper from Cartabella on the top left, on the side right, and then on the bottom toward.
All right, well, this is the finished layout. I thought I'd come back and show you that I added some of this cream and pink to the edges because I felt like the journaling was just kind of standing out. So I wanted to add some of the lighter colors. So this is the final project. Let me show you close up. We'll go slow. And as always, there are some close-ups coming of all the little details. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.